Okay, now the equation of a line basically tells us that what value of x do I have to input to get a certain value of y. Now the equation of a line is usually written in the form y is equal to mx plus c. Or in some books you'll also see it as y is equal to mx plus b or y is equal to ax plus b. They all mean the same thing, where the coefficient of the x component, which is m or a in this case, is equal to the slope. The c over here is equal to the y-intercept. Now we'll see in detail what each of these mean, okay? Okay, now imagine this is our graph, where this line is the y-axis, and this line, the horizontal line, is our x-axis. Now any point on this graph, so say I have the point 1, 2, and say 4, 5. Now any point on a graph is written in the form x followed by y. It is never written as y followed by x. This is completely wrong. Now I'm assuming that you already know the Cartesian. Okay, so I'm assuming that you already know what the Cartesian plane is and how do we get these points, how do we write these points. All of that is already done. So now let's move on. If I have these 2 points, so say A and B, and I want to find a unique line which passes through them. So I have a line. So I have a line that goes from A to B and it can be extended infinitely on both sides. Now I want the equation of this line. How do we do that? The first step is to find the slope of the line. The slope of the line is basically the gradient or the degree of steepness of the line. What does this mean? Now say I have 2 lines. So this is my graph and I have 2 lines, okay? So 1 and 2. If you look at the 2 of them, visually, which one is steeper? Now when we think of steep, we think which line is inclined more. So if I had a wall, I had a few ladders. Now if a ladder was set like this, as compared to a ladder set like this one is obviously steeper, isn't it? So basically the slope is the degree of steepness. How close am I getting to the y-axis? How much can I incline these lines? So the gradient is basically that if I were to move one step in the x-axis, so if I moved one step in the x-axis, which is still 1 here, how many steps do I need to move in the y-axis? So the simple formula of the slope of any line is equal to rise upon run. So if I had this graph where this is the line, this is my y and x-axis respectively. Now if this was our line, we need to find rise upon run. What is rise? The rise is basically change in y, which means how many steps do I need to go in y, and run is basically change in x. So I need to find out. Now in order to move from A to B without going diagonally, I can move in the form of a right angle triangle, correct? So I make a right angle triangle of A and B, where I have to move along the base and perpendicular of this triangle, not the hypotenuse. My rise is basically my change in y. So if I correspond this to the y-axis, this is equal to 5, and I correspond this to the y-axis as well, my y component was equal to 2. Now my change in y becomes what? 5 minus 2, which means that I have to go 3 units up from 2 to get 5. So my change in y is equal to 3. Similarly in x, I go down from here. My x component of this point was 1. Similarly for this, my x component was 4. How do I have to move from here to here? Now how many units do I have to move from 1 to 4? 3, right? So my change in x, which would be my run, is also 3. Now we know that slope is equal to rise upon run. So slope is equal to rise, which was 3, upon 3 is equal to 1. So essentially my rise is how much do I have to move in the y-axis, upon run, which is how much do I have to move along my x-axis to go to my desired point. Another way of writing the formula of rise upon run is, we wrote this as change in y upon change in x, which is delta y upon delta x, where delta represents change. This can also be written as y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. This is for the case when you do not have a graph and you're only given two random points on a plane. So say I had the points C and D. My C was say 7 and 8 and D was... Now if I had to find the slope of the line passing through these 2 points, and I do not have to do this graphically, which means that I do not have access to a graph, I have to do this algebraically. How will I do it? Now we have to see which one is x1, y2, y1, x2, so on and so forth. So these two are my x components. I can say x1 and x2. You can do the reverse as well. This could be x1, this could be x2. Now, because this is x1, this is my y component, so this also has to be y1, this cannot be y2. So x1, y1, x2 and y2. Now you just plug in this formula, what do we get? y2, which is 5, minus y1, which is 8, upon x2 minus x1, so 10 minus 7. 5 minus 8 is equal to minus 3, 10 minus 7 is equal to positive 3. So the answer to this is minus 1. If you have this graph, if your line is upward sloping. Now, out of these two graphs, can you tell me which line would have a positive slope and which line would have a negative slope? If a line is making angle with an x-axis which is less than 90 degrees, the slope will be positive. If the line is making an angle with the x-axis in clockwise direction, not anti-clockwise, not this one, only in clockwise direction, if this angle is greater than 90, then the slope of the line will be negative. So this is one trick to learn here. This is how you can predict whether your value should be plus and minus. Now the biggest mistake that most students make in this topic is that they write the equation of a slope of a line as x2 minus x1 upon y2 minus y1, which is completely wrong. It's the other way around. Now we know how to find the slope of the equation. Now let's look at the other component that we had. If you can recall, the equation of our line was mx plus c, where our m was our gradient. Now our c is something called the y-intercept. If this is my line, and say the slope of this line is 2, okay, 2 is equal to m. If I make another line, can this have the same slope as well, which means that my rise upon run, this can be made here as well. This can also have m is equal to 2. So how do I uniquely identify a line? I do this by measuring when is it that this line intercepts, which means that when is it that it cuts the y-axis. For this line, it's this point. For this line, it's this point. And it's going to be different for every other line, even if they have the same slope. So this is something that we call the y-intercept. Now how do we calculate the y-intercept? So the easiest method to do this is to do this graphically. You just check where is the line cutting the y-axis. The other method, when you do not have access to a graph, what you do is, so let's take another example. If I had 2 points A and B, my A was 3, 4, and my B was say 10 and 16. I have to find the equation of a line between these 2 points. What is my m? y2 minus y1. So this is x1, y1, x2, y2. y2 minus y1, so 16 minus 4 upon x2 minus x1, 10 minus 3 is equal to 12 by 7. This cannot be simplified further, so this is my m. Now, I am going to put any value of x and y of the same point into this equation. So, I can write this equation as 4 is equal to 12 by 7 into x when y is equal to 4, what is my x? 3 into 3 plus c. So I get 4 is equal to 36 by 7 plus c. So c is equal to 4 minus 36 by 7, which is equal to 28 minus 36 by 7 equal to minus 8 by 7. Now the one thing that you cannot do here is that you can't use the value of x and y from different points, which means that this equation cannot be written as y is equal to 16 is equal to 12 by 7 into 3. This is wrong. So this has to be 10 plus c. Now if you were to simplify this any further, you would still get the answer as minus 8 by 7. So you can plug in any value of x, y, and you already found m. You can just isolate c to find its value. And the equation of a line can also be written as y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1. This can be done where you only have one point and the slope of the equation. So if I had the point, say 5 and 8, and my slope was 2, okay, y minus y1, which is the y component of the point, so 8, is equal to m, which is the gradient, 2 x minus x1, which is 5. Now just simplify this to write y is equal to 2x minus 10 plus 8. So y is equal to 2x minus 2. So this is the ideal formula to use when you're given a question of this sort. Now you can also use this method when you have 2 points and no slope, because on the 2 points you can get your value of m. You can just plug in any one point as x1 and y1 and the value of m here to find the equation of the line.